Yeah, I think it's dirt though. I don't know if they would.
That's true.
We have a dirt, like a drag racing place, but it's all
might get messy.
right. You're gonna be doing donuts. In
I didn't think about that. Hi, friends, and welcome back to another episode of the Chicks in Charge Automotive Edition. I'm Jess.
I'm Shasta.
And today we have a very special guest. She is the marketing manager at, what is it?
Mercedes-Benz Sugar Land.
Yes, Mercedes-Benz Sugar Land. And she is also Miss Sugar Land USA, Erielle Gabay.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hi. Did I butcher your name? I almost did. I had to catch myself for a second.
No, you got it.
Did I? Yay!
Yeah.
I was like, I think I said that wrong. Welcome. We are so excited to have you on the show today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Excited to be here. And I think it's really cool what you guys are doing. Just empowering women and lifting up women.
Thank you. And that's nothing new to you. You're actually very big in women empowerment as well, aren't you?
Yes. I like to be involved in raising awareness for, empowering women and women doing things good for the community.
I love that. And we actually met you at the Women in Automotive social event in Texas just a couple of months ago. What did you think about that event?
I thought it was really cool. I thought it was neat to see that there are other women in kind of higher up positions in automotive. And, it shows a lot has changed in the world, and a lot of things that people weren't really accepting of before are being accepted now and making it more comfortable for us in the workplace.
For sure. Would you think you will attend the Women in Automotive Annual Conference in Nashville?
Yeah, I'm going to try. I'm going to try and make it out there.
It's that on crack. It's like 10 times bigger, amazing speakers, which we had really good speakers, on that panel in Houston, but it's even bigger and better.
Oh yeah. What do you think you're most excited about the annual conference?
I think probably meeting other women and hearing their experiences, because I think it's different for everybody. It definitely depends on your coworkers and your environment that you're working in. Everyone has it different, and it'd be interesting to hear how others are dealing with it.
And you haven't always been in automotive. You've been in marketing for over 10 years, but you haven't always been in automotive. What do you think drew you to automotive?
So I've always been into cars. When I was younger, my first car was a Mercedes. So it was my sister's hand-me-down. But so I've always loved cars, and especially Mercedes, BMW, luxury cars. I never thought that I would be in automotive. It kind of was just an opportunity that I applied for the job, and they reached out and it worked out, and I was really excited about it. It's different than what I've done in the past, but I do like it a lot.
Did you have anybody that suggested that you try something in auto? Did you have anybody that kind of put that in your ear, or did you just happen to come across it online?
No, I just came across it online. And I was laid off during COVID, and then went back to school, got my digital marketing certificate, and just was looking for jobs. And this happened to be one that I applied to. And I was actually in between two positions. I was like on my third interview with both.
Wow.
And I walked out of my other interview at the other place, and my boss called me, and he's like, "I want you. What do we need to do to get you here?" and that's how it went down.
That's such a good feeling. Now, does Mercedes-Benz at Sugar Land, are they pretty big on women empowerment as well? Are they intentional about women in leadership?
Yes, definitely. Our VP of Human Resources is a female. She's kind of been my mentor through this whole thing. We have a lot of women working here. We actually have a woman who's in charge of our Sprinter service department.
Nice.
That is so cool.
Yeah. Not just women, but really everything. We're really big on community and just empowering everybody. But we actually have a girl, Lexi. She has Down syndrome, and she works 2 days a week downstairs helping out with the service appointment. So yeah.
I love that. How neat. So whenever you came into auto, what do you think the biggest difference was coming from your previous career into automotive now, especially post-COVID?
I think how the market works, you have to really pay attention to how the market works. It's not all about just selling a product and making it look pretty. You have to know what your consumer is going through at the moment and what they're like, if they're struggling with money, if there's a like an election coming up, it's going to change how people buy.
For sure. And that's a good question, because that actually leads into something I wanted to ask you. With having a luxury brand like Mercedes, what tips or tricks do you have to stay ahead of these trends and be aware of them as soon as they happen?
So I like to follow all industries, not just the auto industry. And I think that's a big part, because I think when we box ourselves into just what the auto industry is doing in marketing, it kind of gets us stuck. And I like to, we can move further if we know what other people and what other innovations are happening. Because I feel like in marketing, the auto industry moves a little slower, even though everything's a really fast-paced environment within it. So I like to stay ahead and see what's going on in all industries.
What other industries do you think are more advanced than auto that are worth keeping an eye on?
I think just businesses like restaurants or, other luxury brands. I follow Google Trends a lot. And I just see what's populating on there. I'll search Mercedes and that. And I think any business, it doesn't really matter what it is, like sporting even, or, event centers. We kind of work with all of those. We have a lot of partners that we work with at dealership. So it's any way we can co-brand or collaborate on something. It's getting other industries involved kind of brings a whole new market.
You said something too, especially regarding the automotive industry, moving a little bit slower. And I want to highlight that I think luxury brands kind of a lot of times move even slower than the rest of the automotive industry, because their target customer is an older age range. And so traditional marketing generally, works best for them. But what would you say that you're doing to help bring in the new, younger audience and level of buyers?
So we do a lot of events. We do a lot of sponsorships around Sugar Land area in Houston. We sponsor the Smart Center, and we work with the town square. We do like an annual Oktoberfest. So we do lots of events where people can come out and kind of just offer like a luxury experience. We're not trying to sell cars. We don't have salesmen there. It's kind of just giving back to the community and giving you kind of like something to do. And while you do that, you think of us, and, hopefully when you buy a car, you come to us.
That's awesome. That community involvement is so important. And it kind of leads me into my next question, because I know that you do just a little bit of everything under the marketing realm, but social media marketing is a big thing right now. Tell us a little bit about what you are doing to change the game on social.
So we have our own internal content manager that works with me to kind of like keep social up to date. She does photography, she does videography, and I think kind of making sure you capture the content on time, and also doing your own, like your unique content. Like, yes, it's relative to what MBUSA is sending us. They have some graphics that we kind of try and take that, like the electric Jeep. Okay, we're not going to use your graphic, but we'll kind of take that and use it as an idea towards what we're going to post.
Well, and you guys are in a decently big market. Where is your nearest one or several Mercedes-Benz stores?
So we are privately owned, and so we're the only store.
Wow.
But what's kind of cool is that our owner, Ken Enders, he was actually the former marketing VP for MBUSA.
Wow.
So we get a lot of support in the marketing department because of that. That's why I like to say we're very different than how other dealerships run with their marketing.
Are you guys the only MB store in the area though, or how close is your closest competition?
I would say maybe 15 minutes. There's quite a few. I think we have at least 3 that are our top competition within Houston. So we have quite the bit of a competitive market.
Right. Yeah. Out of curiosity, you think the efforts that you guys are doing on social media to stay different, do you think that's helping you scale past the other stores?
I think so. I think it helps with awareness. I think we have a pretty big following on social media. We actually have an event coming up this next weekend that we're working with a local that does car shows. He's called Car Culture. And we decided to get into business with him, do a little VIP lounge as an extension of his event. So we work with the Art Gallery, Texas, and it's inside the town square of Sugar Land, and we do like a little VIP. We're having like catered breakfast and everything. So I think like working with them, we made a post about the event and we got like 600 likes in just like 2 days. So nice. I think collaborating also just absolutely helps you get a big following. So if you look at our Instagram, it's very different than most dealerships.
We definitely will have to pull it up and put an example up here on the screen whenever we go through production. That's really awesome. So tell us a little bit about what you're doing on the side, because you do a lot of stuff on the side. As we were talking before, you had said, I don't want to identify as my job or as my career. So tell us who you are on the side with your animal rights activists. Again, you do the event planning, you do women empowerment, all of these amazing things. You're just an overall really great human and really involved with your community. And I want to hear a little bit about that.
Thank you. So I decided to do Miss Texas USA. And in doing that, I think I got awarded a lot of opportunities that I wouldn't have gone for in the past. Not because it wasn't things I was interested in, but it kind of just gave me a motivation to do it. Mm-hmm. And once I started doing it, just the feeling you get from doing it, mm-hmm. It's almost like so rewarding. And instead of like going out, I like to go on a Friday night and hang out with the kids at Gigi's that have Down syndrome and kind of just hang out. We do game night. Sometimes we do karaoke. And it's just really fun. And when I look back on it, I think, hey, what a great night. What a great thing I did. And rather than I just spent the night out with friends and where did that get me? What good did that do anyone?
Right. No, that's really cool. I just love that so much.
Yeah. So I really like to kind of give myself to the community. And anytime I get approached with like, hey, you want to do something and come and just like make an appearance, I don't only do that. I like get fully involved and I'm like, okay, well, how can we make this event bigger?
Yeah.
It's my marketing brain that comes into play.
Sometimes you can't shut it off.
You can't help it.
It runs whether you want it to or not. Yeah. Are you born and raised in the Sugar Land area?
No, I'm from Cypress. So it's a little suburb, kind of like a Sugar Land, but on the other side of town.
Right. Cool. Yeah. So since joining the automotive industry, what do you think your biggest challenge has been over the last couple of years?
My biggest challenge was probably when I first started working here and being in a management role, getting kind of like the respect. Mm-hmm. And you just have to work a lot harder to earn the respect and for people to see that you can do your job. You have to do a lot more proving. But then once you do that, people start to notice.
And they start taking you seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems like, I don't know, when you have to work harder to earn the respect, it's a lot deeper respect.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it also just, it feels better. Like, you know how you were treated before and you're kind of like, now I earned that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of hard work. Mm-hmm. So you have been with the store for a little over 3 years. Obviously, you had a love of Mercedes-Benz growing up. As you've kind of developed into this role, and we've obviously just recently gone through COVID and a lot of the experience has changed. What do you think is your most pivotal point focusing on the in-person customer experience and marketing to that versus the online?
I think the in-person is so important. I think online's important, but I focus on in-person events, bringing people into the store, bringing people to a location to see a car, test drive a car, and then that content also doubles for online. And then maybe people will see that and come to the next event. And so I think in person, it makes a big difference because you're meeting the person, you're developing a relationship, and makes it part of the community rather than I'm just going to buy a car.
Right.
Definitely.
So tell me a little bit about any advice that you would give somebody just walking into the industry for the first time today with your a little over 3 years of experience. What piece of advice would you give another person, that male or female, it doesn't matter?
I think I would say, don't say anything unless you know what you're saying is true. So don't go claiming something about a car if you're not sure. If anything, I'm not sure, let me ask, but because if you lie or you kind of like spitball and say something and it's not right, that ruins your, reputation, and people won't take what you take serious, what you say serious after that.
Yeah. And it comes back on the credibility of the store too, if it's to a customer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think is next in your career journey?
So I don't know. I feel like I have a lot of opportunities. I kind of through the pageantry and work, I'm just always networking, always meeting new people. So I don't really know where I'll be in the next few years, but I trust that it's going to be where I need to be because I've just been building relationships and, finding my place.
Right. That's amazing.
Even though you don't know where you'll be in the next few years, what do you see happening with the automotive industry and dealerships and their roles specifically over the next 5 to 10 years?
So I don't even know. I don't think it goes in the direction that I would hope it would. And I think it probably is going to be a lot less personal and a lot less coming into the store. You pick up a car online and get it delivered. It's going to be like Amazon.
Yeah.
And I hate that. Because the whole point of getting a car is like the experience, like the luxury, and like getting that feeling of buying a new car, coming in and picking it out.
Yep.
And you don't really get that when you pick something online.
Yeah. Well, I think if we think about what got us to this point, even before COVID, the trust that local communities had with their car dealerships was so low because of the business practices that they used to have in place. And I think as COVID happened, our whole industry got turned upside down. We had to learn new ways to do business. And we're learning the best way to do business is to, like you guys are doing, engage in the local community, show them, hey, we're humans too. We're a part of this community too. Our kids go to school with your kids. Yep. We shop at the same grocery store, those types of things. And I think that's a huge step to getting back in that direction. And you guys are making some pretty good progress on it.
Yeah, I think the hardest part is getting corporate to see that, because they don't really listen to the stores on the ground and what they're doing and what actually they're seeing progress with. So I think it's going to take them getting to know what's happening in the stores better.
Mm-hmm. Out of curiosity, and I understand, guys, I did not ask her this offline, so I could be going to this blindly, horribly. Do you guys sell more than the other Mercedes-Benz stores in the area?
We're one of the top sales.
Okay.
It depends month to month. We have some top competitors, but we do sell a lot, and we are a store with a bigger inventory. So right now we have about like 500 plus cars.
Wow.
So we had to get parking outside of the dealership to even just store these cars.
I bet.
The past couple months inventory has gone up so much, because completely different than where we were last year and the year before that. We were struggling for inventory.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, that hit the whole country so hard. Do you think that you guys pull in a good amount of customers from the areas those other stores are in because of the community events you're involved in?
I do think so. I think also we take a different route when it comes to marketing and advertising. Like our commercial, it's very classy. It almost looks like a national commercial. It's not come in, buy, sales. Like it's more of a lifestyle commercial that shows you like the life that you want to live in that car. And so I think there's a lot of reasons why they come to us, but I do know that we sell quite a bit outside of our AOI.
Good. How many events do you guys do a year?
This year, I think we're going on maybe like 12.
Okay.
We've been working on the calendar for next year, and we've already got maybe like 16 that we're hoping to make happen.
Can you give us an example of what type of events you guys are doing?
Yeah, so we like to hit all like ages, so kids, teens, parents, because getting them young and getting them into the brand young, that loyalty means something. So we do a teen drive 4 times a year, and we have 8 Mercedes out at the track at MSR, and we take around like 15 teens out there, and they get to drive the Mercedes. We do professional drivers come and they do like crash course things. They
is awesome.
Yeah, they get to drag race cars, do that like cool stuff that puts them in a position to feel safe about like control of the car, and maybe shows them what to do like if they hydroplane in real life.
Wow, that's really neat.
So important. I mean,
so needed.
Yeah, my son's going through the age right now where he just turned 14 and he's learning to drive. He's been going out with my mom all the time. But I mean, there's not really a lot of things unless parents are. And what if the parents are bad drivers? Then we're teaching that to the kids, and it just gets watered down and watered down. So having something like that is hugely important. And I mean, if you guys had that in my area, I'd be taking my kids to that for sure.
Yeah, we there you see that there's a lot of cocky kids that come in there.
Oh, I bet.
They're all like, oh yeah, I know how to drive. And
you're like, no, you drive on GTA.
Well, like we even have this texting component where they have to text a message while they drive to see, how hard it is. And then we see if they messed up, if they hit cones or any of that. So it's really fun.
Wow. How do you stop them from wrecking the cars? Just like curious.
It doesn't happen often. We keep them in a very open space.
There's nothing to crash into.
Well, there's not really anything to hit.
The word often led me to believe that maybe it happened before.
It has. So it happened one time that I've seen. And this was recent, and it was like, it seemed like a nothing, like just a scrape. And we were like, oh, okay, whatever. We come to find out there's like $12,000 worth of damage in the car.
Oh my God.
So, the wrong part.
No kidding.
Yeah, but everyone was fine. Like we didn't even think there was a big deal until the track was like, hey, you remember like this little scrape that happened? We need to get it fixed.
Oh no.
Oh, I thought the damage was to the vehicle.
Yeah, no, it was to the vehicle, but it was like so minimal that we didn't even think like, we were like, what was it, like the paint needs paint?
Right.
And it turned out to be pretty bad, but in the time, like nobody even noticed.
Oh man.
Wow. That's rough.
Yeah.
I still think it's so cool that you guys do it though. Like if that was around here, there's no doubt that our kids would be in it for sure.
And we'd have better drivers here.
Yeah, we
have horrible drivers.
They don't even know how to use a roundabout.
Oh, yeah, I love that you guys are involved in stuff like that. And hopefully that can inspire some other dealerships to put that on. I mean, we don't have a real raceway or anything around here or a speedway, but plenty of open parking lots for dang sure. Yeah, I think it's dirt though. I don't know if they would.
That's true.
We have a dirt, like a drag racing place, but it's all
might get messy.
Right.
You're gonna be doing donuts.
I didn't think about that. Oh, well, Erielle, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We have really thoroughly enjoyed our conversation and so excited to catch up since we didn't get to talk a whole lot after the Women in Automotive Social. It's been really, really awesome having you.
Yeah, thank you so much. It's been really fun.
Do you have anything else for us?
One last question is just for funsies. What is your favorite Mercedes-Benz model and why?
Okay, so my owner has a SL Final Edition, and it's just the sleekest, coolest car I've ever seen. It's one of like 50 made.
Wow.
And it's like carbon fiber hood, matte, everything inside is carbon fiber. It's just
wow.
Yeah, the final edition. Look it up. It's so nice.
Have you gotten to drive it?
No, it's only got like 15 miles on it. So it's only been driven
never drive
off the boat.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so crazy. I love that.
I haven't even heard of that, so I've definitely got to look it up and see what it looks like. But you already got me with carbon.
All right, Erielle, thank you so much for coming on the show today. In a world where you can be anything, be kind, because you never know what battles others are facing. So while out in the world this week, remember to light it up. I'm Jess.
I'm Shasta.
And that's Erielle. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Bye.
Yay, you've made it this far. And if you want to help the chicks out and add some value, make sure you subscribe right now.
Click that little red button down below. Do it. Do it now.